to take a long gap for the class, and your result also got postponed, right? So any probable date for the result? No one knows. Okay. So I was hearing like first week of August the results would be out, but the first week is already done almost. So let's see, okay, when the results will be out. So and after results we will do more regular classes, sir. So but today also what I wanted to do is, so in our last class what we did is we discussed about okay, how to prepare for interview. Particularly we talked about some key characteristics that we should be mindful of while giving an answer to a question which is an administrative answer for the question. So you remember most of the students participated in last class. So or did you see the online video? So I was talking about some administrative traits, okay, which every aspirant should okay internalize while answering the questions of interview. So some administrative traits you have to internalize, and I was discussing about some administrative traits like okay, you need to have some empathy, you should display some integrity in your answers. Okay, so the third personality trait that we were talking about is what, sir? Okay, empathy, integrity, objectivity is one more, then leadership you have to display in your answer. So this way we identified some characteristic traits, okay, some 4 to 5 characteristic traits which are helpful for you in thinking on some specific issues, sir. So today what we are going to do is we are going to practice the same on different questions, okay, that are possible, okay, in the interview. What kind of questions are possible? We will pick up one current affairs topic, okay, we will pick up some generalized issues with respect to Odisha. So and on those areas let's try to okay work it out how this strategy is going to help us. And in the process what I'm going to do is I will ask you people to speak. So please try to okay participate in the discussion of the class. So let us give out some good ideas so that okay we can build on those ideas and have a more fruitful discussion, sir. Is it clear? So first and foremost, so we will start our discussion with a specific okay so issue with respect to the situation in Bangladesh, sir. So in last class also I was telling you that the 1971 war in Bangladesh, it has been asked to me as a question. So now just observe, because Bangladesh is in our immediate neighborhood. So just I will try to raise the questions okay which are possible on this particular issue, so that it can be a template for you in analyzing the other issues which come in the newspaper, sir. Is it clear? Because this is one prominent current affairs, and if today an interview happens, definitely the interviewer would be interested in knowing your opinion about the Bangladesh issue, sir. Is it clear? So first we will try to dissect the issue a little, sir. And if we try to dissect the issue, first and foremost they can ask you about what is happening in Bangladesh, sir. Okay, what is happening in Bangladesh? So first you should answer that question. So first I will dissect the issue, then we will go on answering the question, sir. Then the second question that can be asked is what should be India's position in this scenario? Okay, what is happening in Bangladesh is the first question. Second question is respect to so India's stand on Bangladesh. What should be India's position on Bangladesh? So should we intervene? Okay, should we okay try to have a neutral policy, or should we try to engage the international institutions? What we should be doing exactly is the second question that can be asked, sir. Then apart from that, the third question in these kind of issues is what are the lessons learned for India, sir? Okay, so these are the 3 dimensions in which the questions can be asked. What lessons have we learned? Okay, what is India's stance? Is it correct? And the third one is with respect to okay what exactly happened there. So that is the 3 issues. Then apart from that, the fourth issue that can be asked is how would you tackle the issue, sir? Okay, how would you tackle the issue? And but when answering how, we should first get a clarity with respect to what we are, sir. Role clarity should be required. If you are a prime minister, then your handling of the issue would be different. If you are a okay foreign secretary, your handling of the issue is a little different. समझ में आ रहा है सर आप लोगों को? So how we are going to tackle the said issue is the third or fourth area that we need to specifically think about, and through this we will try to engage these things, sir. Is it making sense? So first we will pick up this issue. The second issue would be okay, somewhat different. So we will try to tackle that issue. First and foremost, try to answer this question. Please make it a speaking exercise. So at least one or two of you people should speak. Okay, there is no problem. There is no hindrance which should be there. Okay, whatever opinion comes to your mind, please put it across. Then based on that, I will give a more valid points and a clear cut, okay, presentation for the given things that you are talking about, sir. First and foremost, what is happening in Bangladesh? If a general question is asked, yes, please. Not Rajakars, but Mukti Bahani. Okay, yes, yes, yes. So that is the case. First, initially it started off. So let me put it across in a different fashion. Sir, initially the protests started as student agitations against a, okay, unfair reservation policy. Okay, so unfair reservation policy, perceived unfair reservation policy, that would be a better word. So because it is a perception of the students in Bangladesh, not our perception, against a perceived unfair reservation policy, it started as a student agitation. Okay, finally leading to the overthrow of the democratically elected leader. Okay, and this is the scenario on ground, sir. So this is what happened in Bangladesh. The government has been overthrown. So now, okay, the second thing is it the only thing, sir? Student agitation is first. Second one is overthrowing of the government is the second thing. Then apart from that, okay. So see, definitely in this question, they will test your depth of understanding, sir. What you are saying is now because, okay, Sheikh Hasina has ran away, so there is no alternative. There is only one political party. So it would be contesting the election. Maybe this is a threat to the free democratic elections there. That is what you are saying, right? So rather than that, so we will look at it in the India's stance, sir. Rather than that, in what you can say that immediately an interim government has been established. Is it true or not, sir? So interim government has been established with Mohammad Yunus as the president. Yes, so this is what is happening now. So Mohammad Yunus and interim government has been established. Okay, so and this interim government is in fact going to conduct elections in future. Yes, the much respected Nobel laureate Mohammad Yunus and his, okay, interim government is going to conduct the elections, sir. So that is the third thing that you can talk about. Then fourth aspect is there are also some media reports claiming that there are some attacks on, okay, the Hindu minority population of Bangladesh. Yes, this is also one thing which is happening on ground. So what is happening means first and foremost you should give a scientific assessment of the scenario, sir. So in 4 points we are able to capture the issue. Started with student agitation, led to overthrowing of the government. Third one is with respect to, okay, formation of interim government under Mohammad Yunus, and fourth one is with respect to, okay, the Hindu minorities being targeted in some specific spaces. According to the media reports, this is happening, sir. So these are the 4 or 5 things that you need to tell about the issue of Bangladesh, sir. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? And whenever you speak on any very large topic, it would always be better for you to, in fact, raise points, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, these are the issues, sir. So these 5 are the core areas. So this way you can talk about, sir. That would be better. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, all the protests that's happening, right? So their textile industry is also going to break down.
Yes.
Because of the China plus one strategy,
Industries were migrating there. Yes.
so the industries will be shifting from Bangladesh to India now. So it's going to be a plus point for us. But since their economy will also break down, even if Yunus Khan comes into power, so it
Yes.
will be, I mean, he has to tackle, like, we have to tackle
A
the
lot many problems.
and the economy as well.
Yes. So economic aspect is also one thing. So definitely the protests would have a adverse impact on the economy. Yes. So then along with that, there is also the problem of rising, okay, right wing, particularly, okay, the Muslim right wing in Bangladesh that is leading the protests. Yes. So the Muslim right wing parties, they in fact are interfering in the protests, and particularly the targeting of the minorities is also associated with the right wings among the Muslim population. So that is also one thing that we can talk about. And as she has pointed out, so even the economy of Bangladesh is also pushed into a lot many troubles because of the student agitation. So this way you should give a comprehensive viewpoint, and while giving a viewpoint, what you need to do is try to limit yourself to 3 to 4 points, sir. The most important 3 to 4 points you can select. Okay, I am not the person to select here. So you can select, sir, these are the 4 important issues in Bangladesh. So this is what is happening in Bangladesh, sir, and through that you try to communicate the issue to the interviewer, sir. Is it making sense? So this is the first thing. Then the second thing is, now, okay, so what should be India's strategy in this situation, sir? What should we be doing? So can anyone answer this question? Please attempt. Good, bad, whatever it might be, try to answer the question. Please, go ahead, ma'am. Yes. Yes, first and foremost, we need to stop the illegal entry into India. So we are getting a lot many reports from the media that, okay, large number of people are migrating onto the Indian side. So the porous border issue should be, okay, first tackled. Then uske saath mein. Yes, please go ahead. Yes. So as per the Gujarat, it is of critical importance for India to move for this matters. So first we have to monitor the ground situations and evaluate any Indians they are present in this zone. And secondly, as she said about the porous border and infiltration of any refugees, shall be checking. And then we will be using the multilateral forums like SAP or INSTEC to raise concerns related to this. Okay, see, very good. So in this situation, rather than what we see, we should put forward to show our maturity, sir. So in this particular issue, we should display a sense of maturity, not any knee-jerk reaction, sir. Knee-jerk reaction is what one issue has come on hand. Immediately, okay, we will jump onto the issue and we will try to say what is good and what is bad, sir. But in international relations, we should not do this kind of responses, sir. Okay, because in international relations, there is nothing permanently good, nothing permanently bad. Only thing that is permanent is our own national interest, sir. Because in case of Myanmar, when a similar situation happened some 30-40 years back, what Indian government did is, Indian government took to support the democratic government of Myanmar against the military dictatorship, sir. But the democratic government, it was never able to, okay, regain power in Myanmar, and we permanently lost the military government support, sir. Most of our problems of Northeast India, it would have been easily solved if India maintained good relations with the military, and our cold-handedness towards the military, it pushed the military towards China, and we made a permanent enemy in our neighborhood. Are you getting what I'm trying to say, sir? And this way, if we take a side in our neighboring countries, that is going to cost us dearly, sir. So that is the reason why in this particular situation, India should maintain bilateral neutrality, sir. Okay, it should maintain bilateral neutrality, and by maintaining the bilateral neutrality, observe this. So this is one of the characteristic trait of a civil servant is what? Being neutral in conflicting situations. So definitely there are attacks happening. So, but at the same time, what we should do is we should give utmost importance to maintenance of neutrality. Then we should also check threats to our own internal security. Okay, like porous borders, we need to protect. Then along with that, evacuation of Indians from any problematic zones also we should do. Then at the same time, even though we are maintaining bilateral neutrality, what we can do is, this is the next step where you show a little bit of leadership, sir. And what you can say, sir, through our leadership, by using the multilateral institutions. Then apart from the multilateral institutions, using international organization support, we should ensure that so there are free and fair elections in Bangladesh. Our step should not stop just at maintaining neutrality. After maintaining neutrality, first ensure our own protection. Then after that, through multilateral and international institutions, we should ensure that Bangladesh conducts free and fair elections, sir. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So this is one step ahead that you are going to speak about. This shows some quality of leadership. You are not leaving the issue as it is. So we are trying to ensure that there are free and fair elections. We are maintaining neutrality, and we are also checking the problems to our own internal security. And in these kind of situations in our neighborhood, it is better, or it serves our interest best, if we don't intervene in these issues, is one thing that we can say. So rather than interventionist stance, it would be better to maintain neutrality, check the problems to our internal security, and at the same time, through international organizations, try to ensure that the elections are conducted in a free and fair fashion with a multi-party system, is one thing that we can talk about. It means that even the Awami League also should be given a chance to contest the election. So otherwise it would become mobocracy. Okay, whatever the mob determines, that is happening. So we should even give, okay, the parties like Awami League also a chance to contest in the election. So let elections determine, okay, who the people of Bangladesh want. So that is the reason why we need to conduct free and fair multi-party democratic elections. So this way, if you answer, that would be a better answer for this question, sir. Is it clear? Making sense, sir? Okay, so will you be able to answer this way? Yes, say in our neighborhood itself, earlier there was a crisis in Sri Lanka. Pakistan is in a state of crisis through and through. Okay, then along with that, Afghanistan mein there is Taliban problem. On the other side, Myanmar military government. Bangladesh, okay, if you look at, that is the last station of democracy, and that is also lost now. So we should ensure that there should be some free and fair elections there. So that is the reason why what you have to say is, you have to give the answer in this particular format. So this would be a better answer with these 3 points, sir. Are you understanding this? Yes. So rather than giving any half-cooked answers, it is always better to give a well thought out answer, sir. And how do you get well thought out answers? First and foremost, you sit and raise the questions in the newspaper itself, sir. तो कैसा क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है? ओके, वो क्वेश्चन राइज करके उनके लिए 3 पॉइंट आप जनरेट करने के लिए ट्राई कर लीजिए. अभी क्लास में हम लोग जो भी कर रहे हैं वो आप खुद से करने के लिए एक बार अटेम्प्ट कर लीजिए, सर. Is it making sense? Now, the third part and more important part is, okay, what are the lessons that we should learn from the regime change in Bangladesh, sir? Any lessons that we need to learn from there? This is more important rather than the candidates who answered already. New candidates, please try to answer the question. You just give me the initiative, I will answer the question, but at least 1 or 2 points should come from your side, sir. That is the agenda. Okay, so the protest should have been started or stopped or nipped in the bud itself is the thing that he is talking about. But do you think that this point is democratic? See, this is the right lesson. Rather than trying to nip the protest in the bud itself, the thing is, the main problem is, whenever there are sometimes in politics where even the democratically elected leaders also move towards dictatorship, sir. Is it true or not? That is what happened in Bangladesh. Arrest of public intellectuals, okay, suppression of all criticism of government. Even the elections over the last 2 terms in Bangladesh, they were contested with the chief opposition party leader in jail. Do you know about this Khalida Jia? She was in jail during the last 2 elections. So in fact, Awami League also did not conduct free and fair elections, sir. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? They claim themselves to be democratic, but on the other side, these people also never conducted the elections in a free and fair manner. Always the leader of opposition is in prison. Are you understanding this? So the first thing is, even the democratically elected leaders also sometimes take the path of dictatorship, sir. And in these scenarios, usually what will happen is there is public protests, disruption in economy, damage to public property. So all of these outcomes come out of, okay, democratically elected leaders turning dictatorial. So first thing is, we should be mindful of these kind of tendencies, is one thing that we can learn from Bangladesh, sir. Then उसके साथ में और क्या सीख सकते हैं, sir? और कुछ? Right. Yes.
Social media narratives that were fed, spread throughout, even even if there was a Supreme Court judgment regarding that reservation, and it again restored the old decision with that.
But the protest did not stop.
But again, protest came out with the fake narratives.
Yes.
That were spread due to
Social.
by the anti-socialists.
Yes. So this is very good. See, in fact, what lesson we can learn is, okay, with respect to internet and the social media's role in public perception management, sir. Okay, public perception management में social media और internet का role बहुत important हो गया आजकल. So because of which reason, okay, any working government should always keep a tab on the social media narratives, sir. Okay, there should be some fact checking. Very good. So there should be some fact checking. There should be some, okay, counter narratives also which should be promoted on social media, and the government cannot leave social media and internet without any regulation is one thing that we can say about, sir. Is it clear or not? If you neglect social media and internet, okay, they will in fact turn out to be a peril for the government, sir. So definitely there is a need to counter these kind of narratives, okay, counter fake media news, and there should be fact checking. So that is the second thing that we can talk about. Very good. The second lesson is the governments right now cannot close their eyes to social media and internet. There should be minimum soft regulation of social media. Fact checking should be done. Then counter narratives have to be constructed. So that is very important for sustenance of any government is something that we can say, sir. Yes. So first is dictatorial tendencies. Second one is internet or social media. Then along with that, yes.
The representatives of opposition party along student union leaders and civil society, their representative can be connected with the government of channels, and the middle path can be created to
Okay. Okay. So what you're saying is the student representatives are also important in democracy, and civil society's representatives are also important. They should be given a channel to voice their interests. And if the channel voice or the voice of the students is suppressed, that would lead to violent protests. That is what you are saying. Yes. So, but that is a little, we will give it third, fourth preference, sir. Yes. Good point, but I will come back to that point. Yes.
Our dependence on one country in the whole region is not, it can change anytime. So we have to diversify our interest and create our newer marketplaces of newer countries.
Okay. So in fact, one thing that Indian government did is, so throughout the rule of Sheikh Hasina, we completely neglected the opposition in Bangladesh, sir. Okay, because we were in a preconceived notion that, okay, the opposition parties are pro-Pakistan and pro-China. That is the reason why we neglected completely the opposition in Bangladesh. Okay, maybe we should, okay, take into confidence both the ruling party and opposition, at least in our neighboring countries. Forget about distant countries, but we should take in confidence both the sections, okay, so in the countries which are neighboring to us, so that even though if there is a change in power, there will not be any disproportionate change in the balance between, okay, India and the other country. So that is the reason why we should cultivate both leader of the political party, ruling party, and leader of the opposition. Okay, that is also a fair enough point. Good point. Any other? So try to think and present. Yes, sir. Safety valve for the people regarding anti-incumbency. So whenever the anti-incumbency becomes too much, okay, there should be some kind of method that the government should know about this, okay, rather than leaving the government and running away. That is what you are saying. Safety valve is what, rather than the protests, they should be given some chance in order to, okay, air their grievances. Yes. Rather than that, don't you think that the biggest lesson that we can learn from Bangladesh is unemployment always creates social crisis? Yes, this is one biggest takeaway for India. So India is also similarly suffering from the problem of rising unemployment. And if rising unemployment left unaddressed, it is always going to lead to social crisis. So that is the reason why the government should be mindful about economic growth, and at the same time there should be more employment in the country. That would be a better way of putting forward. See, this problem of unemployment, if you put it forward, you are in fact taking up the voice of the youth, sir. Is it making sense? So all your points are good. So you are talking about changes to democracy itself. Okay, he is talking about there should be some safety valve. So all of these points are valid, but okay, the more important problem is the issues like unemployment, they should not be neglected. So there should be swift action against unemployment, and people should be accommodated in some or the other professions. Otherwise, it will lead to social crisis is one thing that we can talk about, sir. Yes, yes, ma'am.
The point of the percentage of reservation should not be
Too high. So too high, yes. See, but I understand your argument, but getting into this zone, particularly in interview, is not a very good area. Okay, because there will be immediately implications on India too. So we will be inviting one more discussion on reservation policy. And I don't know any person who can answer the reservation question across the country, which is satisfactory for every person. No one can answer. Okay, so that is one area which ideally should be neglected, sir, because whatever you say about reservation, one or the other person, so their their interests will get hurt. So that is the reason why, rather than going into the reservation issue, it would be better for us to skirt it, and you focus on these kind of areas. And as he has pointed out, so democracy should give free and open spaces for the young and civil society in order to air their grievances. So and these kind of things, democracy should become more real for the people. So these kind of words you can use, and that would actually send a very good message, sir. Is it making sense? So understandable, sir. So this way, if you generate some 3 points with respect to lessons, so whenever the question comes, not just on this, sir, but in any other area, our mind will start thinking in similar fashion, sir. Let us open up these kind of portals so that we will get some clear idea with respect to various issues, sir. Then apart from lessons, the fourth area is with respect to what should we be doing, or what will you do. So let's suppose you are in the position of so Indian ambassador to Bangladesh. India sends its ambassadors to Bangladesh, right? And what are the ambassadors to Bangladesh called as? They are called as high commissioners, sir. Just listen. So they are called as high commissioners because all the Commonwealth countries, British governed countries, if you send an ambassador to, they will become high commissioners, sir. India has a high commissioner in Bangladesh. So what should the high commissioner be doing, sir? People tell me. Very good, very good. Okay, so rescuing is for our citizens. Yes. Then so the third thing is with very fast pace, we should re-establish good diplomatic ties with the interim government. That is the third thing that you will do. High commissioner, as a high commissioner, first thing is information transmission to Indian government rather than just merely the media reports. The high commissioner would have access to more information about the on ground situation in Bangladesh. You should transmit the information. Second one is establish diplomatic ties with interim government. Third one is if any Indians are a threat, then we should rescue them, sir. Now, does the Bangladesh protests and the attacks on Hindus justify CAA, sir? Just think about it. Yes. Does this justify CAA? So should we provide refuge to the Hindu immigrants and the non-Muslim immigrants from our neighborhood, sir? Definitely, this justifies the CAA, sir. Because without the laws like CAA, the minorities in these countries, they would be permanently targeted. And it would be better for us as a nation, which accepts these kind of refugees. It is better for us to provide fast track citizenship to them. So that is not a problem. So this in fact provides a kind of justification to CAA, sir. Is it making sense? So this way we should be putting forward and marshalling our answer, sir. As a high commissioner, that would be your role. Yes, sir.
Talks with the military head of Bangladesh to
Yes.
to ensure the border security. So there is a high chance of illegal migration and
Yes. Okay. So in fact, they have their border security force, which is called as BGF, border guarding force. So border guarding force, just like our BSF. So we can engage with the military. So and we should have, okay, a system wherein there would be better, okay, security at the border, so that there will be stopping of illegal immigrants. Okay, every regime change in Bangladesh should not lead to more immigrants into India, sir. Because that has been our historical experience. 71 में भी ऐसा ही हुआ था, अभी regime change हो गया, फिर से भाग के आ गया. So for how many, okay, decades can we bear the burden of these immigrants? Okay, if we want to provide refuge, it is fine. Okay, refuge provision is what? Accounted immigrants, sir. But illegal immigrants are the people who in fact enter into India without any valid documents, sir. Are you getting this? So these are some of the things that we can talk about, sir. So this is one. Yes, sir. Yes. So we can engage track 1, track 2, but usually everyone knows that, okay, the other tracks of diplomacy are not of great significance, sir. Okay, so that is the reason why I did not go there. So primarily because what is happening these days is the track 2 diplomacy, in situations of crisis, it will not be able to help us, sir. Okay, in normal situations, to build friendship, to build goodwill between the countries, track 2, track 3, all of them are good. Okay, but in case of political crisis, whenever it is happening, when a crisis is at our hand, we cannot in fact solve the crisis with good intentions alone, sir. And the other tracks of diplomacy, they are all about good intentions without any power, sir. Okay, let me be very frank about it. So that is the reason why in crisis situations, it is not good for us to go there. Is it making sense? Yes. So this way, see, how did I generate these questions? Last year, okay, so when the interviews were ongoing, the Sri Lankan crisis was happening, sir. So at that point of time, the template was what is happening? These are the questions. Second one is, what should we be doing? And the third one is with respect to what are the lessons learned from Sri Lanka. So these are the 3 dimensions of questions which are usually asked, or in some situations what they did is they said that you are so and so officer, you are so and so minister, what would be your response to the crisis in Sri Lanka? The same template we are following, and if you think about it too, there is no other dimension of question which is possible here, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
But currently CA is residing
In India, yes.
So if new Indian government opposes that in Bangladesh,
Yes.
there is a high possibility. Then we have to be like India should maintain
Good.
we have our sovereignty, but if we are still providing asylum to her, then there is a chances of China to more close with
Bangladesh.
government. So what sir?
So good question. So should we continue providing political asylum to, okay, Sheikh Hasina? Okay, so even if the Bangladeshi government opposes it is one good question. So in fact, there are many historical precedents for this, but try to answer this question, sir. Should we ask her to leave? Should we hand her over to Bangladesh?
We didn't provide asylum to the government.
Ashraf Ghani, yes, yes, yes. We did not provide any asylum to the Rajapaksa brothers
Not even to Myanmar
and Sang Suu Kyi, yes, previously.
So now, particularly that
Ah.
that is establishing new ties with future government.
Yes,
So we can giving a certain amount of time negotiation to other unit to other nations.
yes,
That time can establish our business.
yes. Okay, so in fact, here there are 2 historical precedents for us, sir. One is Sheikh Hasina herself. Okay, so in 1980s she stayed in India for 6 years. Okay, but that made the military establishment of Bangladesh anti-India in its outlook. Then Aung San Suu Kyi, she stayed in Delhi for an extended period of time, sir. When the military government has overthrown her father Aung San Suu Kyi, she stayed in Delhi for an extended period of time. Then the third political asylum that we have provided is to Dalai Lama, sir. Let's see, Dalai Lama is also a political refuge in India, so we provided him. So in 3 instances, we provided asylum to 3 different national heads. Okay, but all the 3 of them, did they backfire or not, sir? Providing asylum to Dalai Lama is one of the chief reasons for the Chinese incursions into India in 1962. Then second one is Bangladesh military government has turned pro-China. Myanmar military government has turned pro-China. So here the main contest is between humanitarian principles on one side. If you look at the humanitarian principles, Indian government should provide refuge to a political refuge because she has a threat in her own country. So India has always been a land of immigrants. We should provide her refuge, sir. But at the same time, what does national interest dictate us to do? What does national interest dictate us to do? Whatever he's saying. So that is focusing on the current power or the current government in Bangladesh, and if they have reservations with Sheikh Hasina's residence in India, so we should give a certain time limit for Sheikh Hasina and ask her to migrate to some other country. Yes, while ensuring her safety, we will transport her to some other country. India doesn't want to, okay, have its humanitarian obligations dictate its foreign policy, sir. We have committed that mistake once before, and we should not commit that mistake again. Definitely, out of 197 countries in United Nations, one or the other country would be more than willing to provide political refuge to Sheikh Hasina. We should immediately send her there. So without any delay, and I think that has been communicated by the Indian government too. That is the reason why she is applying for political refuge status to so many countries. So that is same answer that we can give, sir. Very good question. So, and the answer, see, sometimes what happens is people in an excessive sense of empathy, they forget the other obligations, sir. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? But a bureaucrat, apart from being empathetic, he should always be considerate about the rules, regulations. National interest also should be always in the mind of a bureaucrat, sir. Is it making sense? Yes. Okay. So, hum log, in order to show ourselves as good people, okay, we will propose some idealistic and impossible answers, okay, which might cost dearly to us in the long run. A civil servant, okay, should remember one thing, sir. He should always have his eyes towards the sky, sir. But at the same time, his feet never should leave the ground, sir. Feet should be on the ground and eyes should be towards the sky, sir. It means that you should be both having ideals and at the same time, you should never leave practicality, sir. Okay, so if your eyes are towards the sky, you can't fly. So that is the reason why you should place your legs on the ground always. So that is how you need to always balance these two principles, sir. Samajh mein aapko? Yes. So that is the case. Yes. Any other question? Good. Very good discussion. Okay. So any other question that you have, sir, with respect to this particular issue? So if not for this issue, the second issue, we will pick up a generalistic question, sir. Okay, which is specific to our own state. A generalized question I will pick up, sir. And this generalized question is, they can ask you, okay, some or the other question in multiple formats. They can ask a question, but my question would be, what are the three core strengths of Odisha as a state? Okay, and what are hindering the development process in Odisha? Any three things which hinder the progress of Odisha, and what are the three strengths of Odisha? You try to formulate the answer for this thing, sir. This is very simple question. So this would give you the broader perspective. So even in some other questions which are not directly related to this question, also you can use these points. So let's just brainstorm about, okay, the state of Odisha. What are the three core strengths of Odisha? Then at the same time, okay, so what are the things which are hindering the progress of Odisha as a state, sir? Yes. Okay, so strength is economically, if you speak, so definitely, okay, raw materials, Odisha is blessed with raw materials. Then along with that, industrial capacity is also possible in Odisha, particularly basic and heavy goods industries are very suitable in Odisha. So that is one core strength of Odisha is, it is blessed by its geography, sir. It is blessed by its geography. So definitely one more important thing about the blessed by geography is it has a very long coastline. Yes, coastline, raw materials, this is the geographical blessing. So, and this can be considered as one core strength of Odisha, sir. Very good. Huh? Forest resources, yes. Okay, geography में forest resources भी बोल सकते, ports बोल सकते. Then उसके साथ साथ में raw material industries also we can say. So this is the first strength. Then okay, so the possibility of social conflicts is minimized in Odisha. okay, particularly between different communities, the chances of conflict is very less, okay, primarily because of the common, okay, principle which attaches the people together, that is the cult of Jagannath. So you can talk about that, but any other, this is a good point, we will work upon it, but any other, social cohesion is one angle. Disaster management system is a strength, that is a requirement, okay, rather than being a strength, it is a core requirement for the survival of people, it is a requirement. So then yes, so handloom sector, okay, so rather than that, think about something big which is very important for Odisha. Tourism can be another strength. Think of something bigger. One is you talked about geography, okay, second is you talked about social cohesion, I'll come back to that. But don't you think that, okay, so Odisha is also having a lot of human resources, okay, so whatever she is talking about with respect to handicraft industry too, so ranging from handicraft industries to today, so many of the Odisha youth, they are working outside of the state in various capacities, providing human resources capabilities, ranging from, okay, the most high paid software engineers to, okay, the physical labor workers. So if you see unskilled labor to the most skilled professionals, so Odisha is also having its human resource capability, that is one important asset, sir. Okay, human resource capability is one thing that you can talk about. Then apart from that, any other?
So is the meeting point of Aryan and
North and
Dravidian
south,
culture.
yes.
Odisha has a higher diversity of cultural variation, and that gives us a greater possibility of cultural tourism along with our natural tourism, like we have resources that will be a
Yes, this is also a good point, okay.
and we have a higher number of tribal culture also.
Yes,
It's a
potential strength, it is not actual, okay, so that can be done, yes, it is actually, his point is right, so it is a potential, okay, so it is a potential, it is not actual on ground strength as of now, okay, it can be leveraged, it can be used, good. Okay, political, so you want to talk about one political angle too, think about any other. So are more subjects delegated to the panchayats in Odisha by the state government? So in the schedule 10 and 11, no, it's 11 and 12, more powers are delegated to panchayat or the same powers, very few powers, very few powers are delegated. Then we cannot say that panchayat, even though it is implemented earlier, we cannot say that it is a strength, because you have to prove it by delegation. So you might be knowing some states are there where most of the powers of the state government are transferred to the municipalities and panchayats. Okay, so that is not the case in Odisha. As far as my understanding goes, it's not the case. So we cannot call it as a strength.
the strength, one more strength you can say that energy producing, like we
Yes.
have Iraqud and Talchen.
Yes. So that also comes as part of the geographical strength only, raw materials. Okay, so hydroelectric power projects. So that can come under the geographical strength, human resources strength, then any other. Okay, slowly it is, that is also potential strength, actual strength on ground. Self-help group sectors may, that is also one area that we can talk about, okay, but rather than that, a combination of both the points, sir, whatever you told, one is with respect to diversity, and despite of diversity having social cohesion, are two unique aspects of Odisha, sir. I think that joint point would be better. So see, definitely, okay, Odisha as a state is a very diverse state, okay, it is at the crossroads between north and south. So multiple cultural influences are there on Odisha. Each region has its own distinct subculture. So it is called a subculture phenomenon. Every region has its own distinct subculture. But despite of the distinct subculture and numerous diverse phenomenons, okay, so Odisha has a social cohesion. Okay, social cohesion. This is one thing which can actually come forward as an example for rest of India too. Okay, in terms of absence of social conflict, social cohesion. So these kind of principles are important बोल के आप A point भी बोल सकते हैं sir. Is it clear? So these are the strengths of Odisha. Some 3 points. You can think more and you can generate more points too. Just I am giving you one question to think through, sir. Is it making sense? Yes. So human resource potential, geographical, then diversity with social cohesion. So these are the three core strengths of my state is what you can answer. Now at the same time, what is hindering the progress of Odisha, sir? Okay. 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 So what, see, policy paralysis as a word is a little strong in this situation, sir. Why? I'll tell you. So even though it might be right, okay, so the thing is you are not being very specific, and policy paralysis as a criticism, it is not considered to be a very constructive criticism, sir. तो आप पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस बोल रहे हैं, जब भी आप क्रिटिसाइज करना चाहते हैं तो उसका सॉल्यूशन भी आपको पता चलना चाहिए, सर. Okay, so it is very difficult to solve policy paralysis with one or two steps. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? So इसलिए ऐसा क्वेश्चंस में आपको थोड़ा, okay, you should get down your emotions, think and then present your answer in a more refined fashion. Okay, so what are hindering the progress of Odisha? So first and foremost, populist policies. Yes, that is also true. Okay, so from grave to then what is that it is said? So I have heard one thing, sir. Okay, from the time a person is born to his death, there are numerous government schemes which support him through and through. Yes, he doesn't have to do anything else. So this is one thing that I have heard. Okay, I have observed from, okay, so the things which were happening earlier too. Okay, but social welfareism, we will put it. Okay, so why I will tell you there is some problem with putting social welfare as a hindrance. There are numerous issues, primarily because just think about it. So if you are anti-social welfare means not too much spending on social welfare activities, then immediately that will raise a question with respect to your suitability for civil services. क्योंकि सिविल सर्वेंट्स का काम ही रहता है सोशल वेलफेयर बेनिफिट्स को लोगों के पास पहुंचना, तो उसी पे अगर हम लोग क्वेश्चन उठाए तो so then they can again think that whether it is correct or wrong. So rather than that, whenever we are talking about some criticism, some limitations, always be very mindful about not the actual limitations but how you are going to be perceived. So regional disparities and natural disasters are the two main hindrances. Okay, good. Any other? Just think. Very good. See, what you can say is first and foremost, okay, so the question would be, which would be the answer which would be very satisfactory for all the people on the board is, first and foremost, what you can say is there has been a historical neglect of Eastern India by the government. Is it true or not? Okay, historical neglect was there, not just today. Okay, so and here you are pointing the finger outside, and this is true too, sir. Okay, so particularly with respect to Eastern India, there has been historical neglect, and this neglect has costed Odisha dearly. So this is one, yes, sir.
Limited development in the tribal areas.
Yes, that is all part of the historical neglect. Tribal development did not, okay, take place. Okay, then apart from that, there was also this thing which is called as a resource curse. Okay, so Odisha in fact uniquely suffers because of a resource curse. Resource curse is what? Whichever regions are rich in the natural resources, usually in those areas, there is always the problem of social conflict, violence, okay, and the progress of the same region is very difficult. It's not just about India, across the world it is the same issue, sir. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? So because once the natural resources are found in a region, so there will be competing claims over the natural resources. The tribals claim these natural resources as their own, the state government claims it as its own, central government will claim it as its own. So multiple claimants to the same resources, that will lead always to social conflicts, sir, and excessive sense of regionalism, sub-regionalism. All of these things will come primarily because of this resource curse. Okay, one thing which is an asset for Odisha, that also became a limitation for Odisha. It became a resource curse, and the resource curse manifested itself very well in the spread of extreme left-wing ideology that is based on Naxalism. Is it true or not? Which areas are the Naxals present, sir? Mainly the forested belts, mainly the resource rich belts, where the tribals feel that their resources are being exploited by the outsiders. It is the same places where the Naxals are having their strongest hold. Is it true or not? First one is historical neglect of Eastern India. The second is with respect to the resource curse leading to social conflicts, particularly Naxalism. Then uske saath saath mein, as she has pointed out, so in Odisha also there is a lot of regional disparities is one problem. Then apart from regional disparities, natural disasters is also one more issue, sir. This we can talk about. There is no problem here. Natural disasters. So in fact, they snatch away most of the developmental benefits. Okay, you can use this wording, sir. Exactly. Natural disasters, they are not just disasters for human life, but they take away a lot of developmental benefits too, sir. You construct a road, next year the road is gone. You construct a high-rise building, next year the building is gone. That actually hinders development process. So natural disasters is one aspect, and you can also talk about the regional disparities within Odisha. Some regions are more developed, particularly the coastal belt is more developed when compared to the interior parts of Odisha. That is also one thing that you can talk about. So this way, the three areas which are hindering the progress of Odisha, you can talk about these things, sir. Is it making sense? Yes. Is it understandable, sir? Will you be able to formulate a good enough answer on the basis of this? Yes, sir.
Strength, that is Odisha's contribution to sports.
Yes, today I wanted to discuss about that topic too. One international, one national, one state topic. I wanted to discuss about Olympics, then we will talk about it, sir. Okay, we'll discuss.
In strength, we can also put age part.
See, that will it not be covered under human resource? Strength of Odisha is its human resource. I told that from the unskilled, semi-skilled to skilled sections, and sportsmen will come as part of skilled sections. You can talk about that there, sir. Okay, so the contribution of Odisha to sports. Okay, so that is also one thing that you can talk about. Yes, good. Then any other? Any other, sir, that you can think of in this dimensions? Okay, any additional points that you want to contribute here? So just think, sir. Okay, try to think as much diversifiedly as possible, because interview preparation is different from your mains preparation. Okay. So how do you, okay, so if you are assigned to the position of a district collector, or okay, so what is the position that you are eligible for? SDM? No, what is the position that what is the best ranks of the state services? They are eligible for what? Assistant collector, deputy collector. Okay, so deputy collector. So deputy collector in other states he is called as SDM, but fine. Okay, so as a deputy collector, so you are assigned to a particular district. So what are you going to focus upon? Okay, what are you going to focus upon in a particular district? You are assigned the position of a deputy collector. So what areas would you focus on? See, for all these kind of questions, the answer is a mixture of the strengths and weaknesses, sir. तो इनके सो सराउंडिंग ही आप घूम सकते हैं, इससे ज्यादा आप जा नहीं सकते. तो स्ट्रेंथ को हम लोग लिवरेज करेंगे, वीकनेस को रेक्टिफाई करेंगे, बस. स्ट्रेंथ को हम लोग लिवरेज करेंगे, वीकनेस को रेक्टिफाई करेंगे. सो वीकनेस को रेक्टिफाई करने में क्या है? अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. सो और स्ट्रेंथ इज व्हाट? ह्यूमन रिसोर्स. सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट वी शुड have a list of the people along with their particular skills. That is what is called as a demographic profile of people, and based on the demographic profile we should encourage the investments in that particular district which are suitable for the people of the district. That is one thing that we can do. Yes, actually that is a very simple point, but at the same time it is also very needed for the given situation. Then just think as a, yes,
Ganjam has become a child marriage free district, and Malkangiri is starting to develop. The airport is coming up, AC buses are coming up.
so somewhat optimistic note.
Say that
It is a strength of, okay, so your point is right, okay, but how would it be perceived in that situation? That also we should think of. Okay, just think about it. So what you are saying is Okay, so administrative efficiency is a strength of Odisha. That is the ultimate intention that you are talking about. But okay, so the people who are sitting there, they also might be administrators. So is administration only efficient or is it also corrupt, sir? Even though we don't say it directly to their face, but some points when you talk about, it should not create a immediate reaction in the mind of the listener, sir. Because administrative efficiency का आप जो भी point आप बोल रहे हैं सही है. Okay, so many difficult problems have been solved in Odisha, but at the same time, policy paralysis is one problem that is there. So that shows administrative inefficiency. So whenever we are answering these kind of questions, we should always be mindful of the counters too. समझ में आपको? So that is the reason why I was telling about one eye to the sky, but the feet on the ground. Yes, we should appreciate the things, but at the same time, limitations को भी आप mind में रख के आप answer को बोलना चाहिए, sir. Yes, yes. हाँ, yes.
Can we promote the seventh model of governance, that is capacity building of those people, and then grievance redressal mechanism to counter the injustice.
Okay, so Sevottam model along with grievance redressal mechanism. Then the first one is demographic profile. Decent enough, but can anyone answer? Anyone else can answer 3 steps that you are going to take as a deputy collector in order to, okay, so or what steps will you take immediately after getting the post of deputy collector is one thing that can be asked as a question, sir. Any other? So his points are mostly related to the demography and along with that governance system. Okay.
Work on education because that will solve all the problems that you can think of.
Very good. Very, very good. See, this shows your priorities, sir. Okay, this shows your priorities very, very clearly. So, very good point she has raised. Okay, so one is demographic profile is one aspect that is related to employment. Okay, then second is with respect to resolving the crisis in education, increase the enrollment ratio. Okay, improve the learning outcomes of the students. That is what you can do as a skill development is demographic profile. So there have a list of the skills and at the same time work on skill development. No, education is something which is a little different and it actually rings very well, sir. Try to understand this in interview situation. Whenever you talk about any social issue, if you try to put the focus on education as an issue, it actually rings very well with the interview board, sir. Okay, oh, kabhi bhi that point is like a very good point. Okay, it shows that you are really concerned about the student community and along with that you are concerned about the children, their future. Okay, so and education is one important thing that where we can focus upon and it is within our purview as a deputy collector, sir. Yes, okay, good. See, that is the reason why when we have more points, let's try to organize them in terms of, okay, so one is with respect to the economy. The second one is with respect to the society. Okay, and the third one is with respect to governance. Okay, 3 points हम लोग focus करेंगे, sir. Okay, one is with respect to economy. Economy में आप skill development, demographic profiling, investments आपने बात किया. Second one is with respect to society. Society में women empowerment and child education. Both of them can be combined into one issue. Yes or no? The Indian government itself has combined both of them. ICDS program, integrated child development program scheme is what? Women empowerment plus child education. Both of them are integrated. So you can talk about that. Then the third area that we can talk about, it can be through governance and his point of Sevottam, grievance redressal mechanism, efficient governance and public service delivery program. So all of these things should be the core areas. So these are the 3 areas that I will start working upon is a good answer for this question, sir. Yes.
Ensure better connectivity to gram panchayat to block level and block level to district headquarters and from district headquarters to state capital, which coordination and development of that will move well transport with the
So seamless communication.
India, which is missing in backward areas, that also creates some
Sense of empowerment.
security issues also like in Naxalism area
Very good. Okay, so in fact, very efficient transport and communication infrastructure that will build the confidence of the local people, and it also provides them better access to the places of power. Yes. Okay, so and it will yes, it strengthens the rural economy too, and this can be an antidote to the issue of extremism. Yes, it can work as an antidote to the issue of extremism, sir. So that also you can talk about. So that would be a very good answer. So try to think in diverse points. Okay, don't just blurt out one or two points. Think about it. Okay, see, I will tell you one example from my own interview, sir. So last time when I was talking about the interview board of DK Diwan, you remember Dream Killer Diwan? Yes. तो वो आदमी का इंटरव्यू था, तो मैं गया. जाने के बाद मेरा लास्ट क्वेश्चन था. ओके, सो इंटरव्यू पूरा खत्म हो गया, सब बोर्ड मेंबर्स क्वेश्चन पूछा. लास्ट क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड बाय डीके दीवान सर. सो व्हाट ही सेड इज, टेल मी अबाउट 3 ideal characters for an administrator. Okay, which 3 characters you think are essential for an administrator, you tell them and put them in order of preference. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Order of preference. Okay, and answer this question by thinking for some time बोल के उसने बोला था सर. बहुत सही क्वेश्चन था. This is a free hit ball. Okay, so this there is no particular answer for this question. You can answer it in any fashion, and that will actually display your personality to the board, sir. Very simple question to the looks of it. But what I did is, this is one mistake that I have done, sir. I did not think for long. Okay, मेरे पास पेन भी था, पेपर भी था. Okay, मुझे लिख के थोड़ा सोच के आंसर बताना था. But what I did is, in the anxiety of the interview, I blurted out the answer very soon, sir. What I said is, sir, I think, okay, honesty, okay, so then उसके साथ साथ में hard working nature, then उसके साथ साथ में कुछ और leadership कुछ. So these are the 3 important qualities which are required for a civil servant. मैंने बोल दिया. बोलने के बाद, so दीवान सर ने बोला इतना जल्दी. Okay, so then उसके बाद में, okay, what he did is, he said, now, some of your friends think integrity is an important virtue. Okay, why don't you think integrity is an important virtue? So this way he started troubling me and pinpointing the deficiencies. I did not put them in preferential order too. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? तो हमको क्या करना चाहिए, कभी भी हम लोग बात करने के टाइम पे थोड़ा सोच के, so order of priority also we should set, sir. Okay, जिस चीज को बोलना है, जिस चीज को नेग्लेक्ट करना है, जिस चीज को पहले बोलना है, उसको बोलने से हम हमारे पर्सनालिटी का कौन सा हिस्सा उन लोगों को समझ में आएगा, इन सब के बारे में हम सोच के हमको समाधान देना पड़ेगा, सर. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? So in the same question, I rethought this question over and over the years, sir. What could have done differently? Okay, same question पे मैं बार सोच के, so अगर मैं उस दिन, if I thought, okay, and with examples, if I had put forward my answer, it would have been a brilliant answer. Yes or no? So let's suppose I would have talked about work or hard working nature being very important, but I should have told that it is similar to Bhagavad Gita's karma mark. Okay, wherein you have to work hard but should not be considerate about the results. That is one ideal quality that a civil servant should have. That is very true. So the civil servant's complete role is based on nishkam karma. Nishkam karma is what? Don't have any anticipation of the results but do your work. That would have been like a sixer. Then उसके साथ साथ में we should always talk about civil servants. The most important virtue that a civil servant should have is courage, sir. That most of the people don't acknowledge. Okay, if you go and ask any administrator, most of the wrong things that they do because of fear and absence of courage. So courage is the most important virtue, okay, which in fact will help you to take the decisions without any influence. That is the second important virtue. See the kind of points that are coming out. But I revisited the question. That is the reason why I am able to answer this way. But this could have been done beforehand, sir. आप लोगों को मैं यही बोल रहा हूं, तो पहले ही अगर आप सोच के रखा तो आप ऐसा पॉइंट्स आप बोल सकते हैं, सर. समझ में आया आपको? So then the third thing is definitely courage is there. Okay, then okay, karma mark, nishkam karma is there. The third one is, okay, as APJ Abdul Kalam said, the most important lapse in society is leadership, sir. Okay, there is lapse of leadership in politics, economics, society. Whichever issue you look at, the main problem is there is absence of leadership. So leadership should be one thing which civil servants should display for the society and they should become role models for the society. अगर ये 3 पॉइंट में बोल दिया तो So definitely would it not lead to some 10-15 marks extra, sir? Definitely it would have led to 10-15 marks extra. I am 100% sure. Even though I got good marks, sir, in his board getting 183 itself is a very good mark at that point of time. So he never used to give so many marks, sir. But if I had answered this particular question in this fashion, I am sure that my score would have crossed 200, sir. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? तो इसलिए आपको कभी भी देखो सोच समझ के बात करना पड़ेगा, और that too in an organized format. You have to answer the question, sir. Is it clear? समझ में आ रहा है आपको? So this is one area that you need to work on, sir. So is this issue clear? So shall we move to one more issue, sir? So one international, one state specific, and one issue of national importance which is in discussion today. So one is वक्फ बोर्ड बात करेंगे सर, दैट इज अ लिटिल कंट्रोवर्शियल टॉपिक, हम लोग बात करेंगे उसके बारे में भी, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं करेंगे. बट द थर्ड टॉपिक दैट वी कैन टॉक अबाउट इज विद रेस्पेक्ट टू ओके इंडियाज अंडर परफॉर्मेंस इन ओलंपिक्स, सर. Okay, why is India underperforming in Olympics? So our population is what? Okay, roughly around 140 crores. Okay, subject to the recent census, it is not conducted as of it, but roughly around 140 crore population hai. But our medal tally is very poor, sir. Okay, but the population of India, the medal tally is very poor. So first and foremost, they can ask a question with respect to, okay, why are Indians underperforming in sports, sir? It's not just about Olympics, but in multiple areas we can see Indians underperforming in sports, except for okay the only okay so game, that is cricket, sir. Cricket is the national sport of India, unofficial national sport. Okay, officially it is hockey, but no one watches hockey. Okay, so unofficially it is definitely cricket. So why India is so underperforming in sport is one question that can be asked, sir. Then second one is, okay, so which areas need improvement? Okay, how can we improve our medal tally? Okay, this is the second area that we can work upon. So first and foremost, why underperformance in sport you need to answer, sir. Okay, so just try to generate some points, and while generating, now I am giving you a chance similar to DK Divan's chance to me. Think for a minute and try to give diversified points which are very suitable. Take a minute's time, sir. Okay, आप लोग लिख लीजिए आपका नोट्स में. Okay, why we are underperforming in sport? Okay, so if you are ready to answer, okay, so more students should participate. Okay, this is my request. Okay, whatever reservations you have with respect to speaking, so you please put them aside. Okay, and no one is going to judge you here, no judgment. Okay, so just more points we will try to generate. Please speak out and try to answer. Okay, so why are we underperforming in sport? So shall I point out some people, or should I leave it to your comfort? Okay, your comfort, so please speak, sir. Yes, anyone? Okay, sports infra is one. Then huh? Yes, no problem. Social neglect for sport. Yes.
As you pointed, like we are a 140 crores population, but we send a really less number of athletes. But if you compare it to Germany, Sweden, Finland, or any other developed nation, they send a lot. Like if I am not really wrong, we send this year Paris Olympics, we sent around 100 around athletes compared to 140 crores population, whereas Germany sends Yeah, so that's what no,
That
we should.
This particular that is why this is
yes, yes.
That is one thing, and next thing I personally believe this is what even PV Sindhu also had said. Like sport in India is considered as a small career, so at a very young age it's cut off.
Okay, so social neglect of sport, considering it as a small career option or as a hobby, okay, not as a career or profession. Okay, yes. So very good,
is lack of early identification of child.
very good, very good. Sports infrastructure may early identification.
That is done during that panchayat level and district level.
Very good. So early identification, local level grooming is absent. Good. Then
Third is there is a high rate of corruption and preferences were set.
very good. So absence of, okay. So rather than using the word nepotism, absence of, okay, merit oriented selection process. Yes. Okay. Sports infrastructure may. Yes. So one more point is overemphasis on one sport and neglect on others.
Infrastructure where our budget allocates 3,000 crore last year, hardly 900 crores were spent on building new infrastructure.
Capabilities. Most of it is going as revenue expenditure.
Given as salaries and repairing of existing
Infrastructure.
those are not in use.
Yes. One more thing is, it is very famously said that in India, the government recognizes only the sportsman who is successful, not the one who is struggling. Okay, struggling sportsman को कुछ support नहीं मिलेगा. अगर आप success बन गया, उसके बाद आपको पैसा मिलेगा. So usually in all countries, sports become successful primarily because struggling sportsmen are supported. And in Indian case, only successful sportsmen are supported by the government, not the struggling sportsmen, sir. आपको समझ में आया? First you have to succeed on your own, then only the recognition will come to you. Without success, nothing will happen. Okay, so in fact, in sports infrastructure, so you can actually start it in a phase-wise fashion, sir. Okay, this is good. So very good points you have generated. Yes.
Lack of support. We have
Top scheme, target Olympic podium.
I'm forgetting.
Okay, okay.
China.
Yes.
Is also a country, but
It's
now China is competing with US and other countries.
yes, yes, yes. So,
Steroid issue be
So there
so, but that is not specifically. I mean, what you can say, steroid issue is what Indians are not given the right kind of diet. Okay, so no proper mentorship होना चाहिए. उसमें उन लोगों को पता भी नहीं चलता है. Sometimes they take some painkiller. Okay, then उसके बाद उनको पता चलेगा it has some chemicals which are banned by the Olympic Association. That is there, but that is a smaller issue. So any other big issue that you can talk about? Yes. See, first and foremost, let's divide this answer into two parts, sir. One is absence of sports infrastructure. Second one is with respect to social neglect, okay, with respect to sports. And the third one is, okay, you can in fact talk about the third aspect that we can talk about is no. Third is with respect to, okay, the policy preferences of the government too, sir. The policy preferences of the government. So these are the three reasons why we might be lacking in okay, achievement in sports, sir. The first one is with respect to sports infrastructure, ranging from early identification, grooming, okay, to the third one is merit oriented selection. Fourth one is with respect to excessive emphasis on a single sport, and fifth one is respect to, okay, only supporting the successful sportsman rather than struggling sportsmen, sir. These are the main problems that we have. Yes.
Criticism. That we have sports biasness. That is criticism.
Cricketism. Okay.
And I have heard it somewhere else.
No, you can use it. Okay. So cricketism dominating the rest of the sports. That we will go to the policy preferences. में हम लोग politicization of sports federation is one important thing. Then the second one is with respect to social neglect of sports, sir. So social neglect of sports may. So sports is never considered to be a good profession in India, sir. It is not considered to be a good profession in India. This is the second major problem. So very good. See, in fact, he has raised a very valid point, sir. Most of these sportsmen in India, they lack proper nutrition, sir. The basic requirement for any sports person to shine is nutrition. And a struggling sportsman even struggles to maintain his own proper diet too. Okay, so nutritional neglect is one more important problem. So this is also affecting the sports performance of India. There is nutritional neglect. So that also you can put forward as a point, sir. Yes, drugs. Yes, steroids, drugs. Yes. Yes. Nutritional literacy is one good point that you can talk about. Absence of nutritional literacy. Second one is with respect to this thing. Then see, one interesting question which was asked on this, I was able to recall this question. See, some people tend to say that Indians are physically unfit for some sports competitions. Physically, we are unfit for some sports competition. If this question is raised to you, what would be your answer, sir?
Then we can think that we have a large tribal population who are naturally they have more stamina and they are
Yes.
by default they are
Very good. So just like the people of, yes, East Africa, so who in fact have great capability at marathon. Okay, so but some people tend to say that Indians are athletically unsuitable for some sports, sir. Okay, this is one major thing that was usually discussed about, but the thing is we should not accept this, sir. Yes, okay, it is a racist and biased judgment. Yes.
India has a diverse natural
Population.
diverse natural nature. That means we have high humid conditions, geographical conditions, and also we can contribute in like we can perform that ice sports, that ice winter Olympics things. So we don't have that problem.
Yes. See, even because some people are from anthropology, optional here. Okay, so anthropology वाला optional वालों को एक question पूछने का बहुत high chances है, sir. क्योंकि if you look at the Indian, okay, physical traits, we have the physical traits of a diverse group of people, sir. In fact, okay, so we can match the Europeans in terms of height if we go to Western India. So, and we can match many African countries in agility. Agility means what? Movement. Movement में कहाँ पे Eastern India में the people are more agile. They can move very fast. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? In those kind of sports we can participate. Then strength training sports maybe India play a very important role. Okay, so these are some of the things that we can speak about, sir. So we should never agree to this, and there are multiple number of sports which India is underperforming, where Indians could perform very well with some support from the government rather than focusing on the racial limitations. Okay, what we should focus upon is we should focus upon providing the support, sir. Is it clear? So just take the case of cricket, sir. Sachin Tendulkar is a very short man, but even then he became one of the greatest sportsmen. Yes or no? So then similarly for hockey, particularly I think Odisha contributes a lot. Dhyan Chand. So Dhyan Chand, is he from Odisha? I don't know. Huh? Okay. So from the same team of Dhyan Chand or later? Okay. Okay. I don't know about it, but fine. So I think you can speak about these issues. Yes. So the three dimensions that you can talk about is sports infrastructure, social neglect, and the third one is with respect to policy preferences of the government, and in that politicization of sports authorities and sports federations is one major problem, sir. Okay, so there, yes. Yes. See, it's not just about that. Just think about it, sir. suitability of people to particular sport, it is a separate science in itself. So this is not an ethical, this is not a bias, not racial profiling, because there is a science which is called as kinanthropometry, which actually studies the suitability of a particular population to a particular sport, sir. Definitely, we should not see while preferring nature versus nurture. That is what you are talking about. See, nature has a role, nurture has a role, sir. We cannot completely neglect nature, completely neglect nurture too. So both together will help us to achieve more number of medals. Okay, so there is no problem there. If we can actually speak about it, sir, there is no issue there. All right, so that is the case. Then any other? So I think you have understood the core demand of the area. So policy preferences में politicization of sporting authorities is one issue. Then उसके साथ साथ में और कोई issue है, sir? Okay, so that is also related to the politicization of the sports federation, sir. So the distribution you are talking about. Okay, so that is fine. The politicization of sporting federations is also one thing that we can talk about. So these are the main issues why we are underperforming in the Olympics. So this is one thing. Then now the second one is, okay, how can we correct these problems, sir? Okay, so this is a simpler question. So most of the weaknesses we need to work upon and at the same time leverage our strengths too, sir. हमारा strengths को भी हम लोग leverage करना चाहिए, उसके साथ साथ में limitations को भी हम लोग resolve करना चाहिए, sir. So how should we leverage our strength? Should we recommend to the Olympic Committee that cricket also should be made as part of Olympic Games? So what should we do? Which one? Incentivization of players. Yes. See, there are multiple steps that we can take, sir. Okay. See, whenever someone asks you about strengths, about the steps that you need to take, try to address the limitations and at the same time, okay, try to leverage the strengths that we have, sir. Is it clear? See, for the positive aspect, if you look at, see, particularly in sports like badminton, India is able to make its mark, sir. And what is the reason? Okay, when there are so many sports, why only in badminton India is able to make its mark, sir? Okay, it is primarily because of availability of proper sports infrastructure, sir. Hyderabad developed as a major center for the sporting infrastructure, particularly because of the contribution of, okay, the trainers like, okay, Pulala Gopichand was one person, Prakash Padukone is one more person, and all of these people together, they created brilliant sporting infrastructure and that helped us to improve our chances in Olympics, sir. In Odisha too? Okay. Yes, so people from multiple states are coming to Hyderabad, sir, in order to get trained there. So, and primarily this shows the link between training infrastructure, trainers and the sportsmen. If all the things work in unison, then naturally we are going to get more number of medals, sir. वहाँ पे क्या हुआ था? Government started supporting the sport. Second one is the built state of art sport infrastructure, sir. Third one is there is also this phenomenon of good trainers being appointed and properly incentivized. Then there was a talent identification and support. So all things went hand in hand and this led to, okay, India's good performance in the sports like badminton. समझ में आया आपको? So आप लोग जब आंसर देते वक्त you can take the example of badminton and through that we can actually, okay, so build our answer. That is one. Then second one is what? How can we treat the social neglect, sir? Is it a treatable disease or untreatable disease? But how can physical education classes lead to resolving the issue of social neglect, sir? वो कैसा होगा? So here what we need to do is scholarship, employment, okay, alternative educational programs for the sportsmen, because even though if they are unsuccessful in the sporting career, they should get some alternative education and skill development training from the government, sir. Sports quota को increase करना, okay, थोड़ा और improve करना, yes sir. sports quota is one thing which is accepted by everyone, sir. Okay, इसमें किसी का problem नहीं है. So yes, so yes, that would be a issue, but the thing is sports quota is one thing where no one actually complains against the sports quota, sir. Okay, sports quota. But what you can do is, in order to resolve the social neglect, what we have to do is we have to focus upon making sporting a proper profession. One. Second one is with respect to alternative skill development and educational programs for the sportsmen, sir. क्योंकि वो लोग स्पोर्टिंग सीजन में एजुकेशन पे ध्यान नहीं दे सकते, एंड द एजुकेशन सिस्टम इज नॉट अकोमोडेटिंग देयर यूनिक नीड्स. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? सो एजुकेशन सिस्टम में ऐसा भी होना चाहिए, गवर्नमेंट स्पेशल इंसेंटिव लेके, सो ड्यूरिंग देयर फ्री टाइम दे शुड बी गिवन एजुकेशन. आर यू गेटिंग? सो दे शुड नॉट बी कंप्लीट नेग्लेक्ट ऑफ वन फॉर द सेक ऑफ अनदर, एंड इफ गिवन प्रॉपर ट्रेनिंग the sportsmen can also excel in education, sir, because they are in a competitive field, and that competitive field and the mindset will be carried forward to education too, and they can perform brilliantly. But the problem is we should design the courses in a form which is suitable for the sportsmen, sir. Most of the American universities did do this, sir. उन लोगों को क्या करते हैं, so sporting season में उन लोगों को complete wave off करते हैं, sir. फिर after that they will be given special semester classes, summer education, and they will be given a good graduation certificate. So that way sportsmen को suitable education system should be given, sir. That is how the Americans are able to excel in sports, sir. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Yes, yes, sir.
Sporting schools that will give more preferences to sports and early identification. Sporting schools and same level like district level schools and colleges, state level sporting universities, and national level sporting like universities. We can
Yes.
And another point is like we can use some model. There are some countries like also in China. Each provinces they have taken up like 2-3 sports. They will
One district, one product program.
Yes. One district, one model. In that
Yes.
Steps we can build like one state, one or two sports.
Yes.
And they will develop the infrastructure. It will not cost them more,
and at the same time inter-district mobility is also easy. The sportsmen can move from district to district based on their need. They can move from district to district. So that is actually a good model that you are talking about. So identify some sports in each state, assign one sport to each district, ask them to build the sport infrastructure, and it doesn't mean that only the people from the district are going to use it. Inter-district mobility in India is more easy within the state, sir. Yes. So each state में अगर लगभग आपको 20 district है तो 40 sport को आप support कर सकते हैं ऐसा. Yes. So that is one thing that we can do. So that is also a good point. So that we can talk about in addressing the policy issues. So this way we need to diversify the points and answer the questions, sir. समझ में आया आपको? तो आप लोग कर सकते हैं ये काम. Yes.
assigning bureaucrats, we can have that assigned sportsman.
There is a quota for sportsmen also inside. Okay, so administrators are present. They will take care of the governance system, but sportsmen are also given preference there. Sai mein. Okay, so Sports Authority of India is a new authority that has been assigned. Countries, yes. That is also a good point. Sports infrastructure mein O point B. Yes. See, today that issue of Vinesh Phogat, okay, so with the provision of the right kind of facilities, they could have identified the 100 gram, okay, beforehand, and they could have taken some measures in the last 2-3 days, okay, and it would have led to a very good chance of a medal for India. Okay, so that is very simple, sir. Okay, 100 grams is what? Agar if you have a proper haircut also, you lose 100 grams. Is it true or not? Two kgs. So she is off by 2 kgs. Okay, I didn't know about this. Okay. but whatever it might be, finally it is
Retirement plans for
sportsmen. Yes, okay, retirement plans, that is employment. Okay, so preferential employment for them, pension for them. Okay, that is also one thing that is suitable. Yes. हाँ, that is neglected part of Indian sport. Yes, so Indian sports may, the sportsmen should be superhuman beings, sir. Okay, they should do everything themselves, then only they will succeed, and after success everyone will want to claim their success, but struggle के time में कोई support नहीं करेगा. Yes. Yes, yes, so yes, very true. Okay, psychiatry, sports psychiatry is something which is neglected part. Okay, yes, psychiatrist is also one addition that should be there. Good. Okay, so you can suggest n number of points, sir, because Indian sport is something, okay, which has endless problems to it. Okay, you can talk about them, but you organize them in a proper format and then try to address them, sir. I think you got the drift of my arguments. I hope so that I might have given some direction. With discussion of more topics, okay, we will understand things better on how to organize our answers. But always remember one last rule, sir. A well thought out and well presented answer will actually, even a single answer, if you are able to present in this fashion in the entire interview, your score of interview is going to change, sir. आप सब आंसर्स को ऐसा वेल थॉट आउट आंसर बोलने का जरूरत नहीं है. 2-3 क्वेश्चन पे अगर आप आपका पर्सनालिटी दिखाने में अगर आप कामयाब रहा तो आपका इंटरव्यू का स्कोर बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा, सर. 2-3 आंसर बस उतना ही. ओके, और 2-3 आंसर क्वेश्चन हम लोग फंसा सकते ऐसे डिस्कशंस करके, तो हम लोग एक प्रैक्टिस कंटिन्यू करेंगे. थोड़ा आप भी प्रिपेयर होते जाओ. सो और उसके साथ साथ में ऐसा थिंक करना शुरू कर लीजिए और काम करना शुरू कर लीजिए, सर. सो उसके साथ साथ में हम लोग बाद में मिलेंगे. सो आज का क्लास अभी वाइंड अप करेंगे, सर, बाद में. सो विल मीट इन 2-3 days टाइम वंस मोर. बट इफ योर रिजल्ट कम्स, then the discussions would be more fruitful. Okay, we are also eagerly waiting for the result. Yes. Huh. Yes, it is doing it, but okay, so with respect to regionalization of sport, okay, district infrastructure creation, okay, sportsman support, okay, see, any program would be judged by the results, sir. Okay, so I'll just tell you off camera remarks. These are Narendra Modi, before becoming the prime minister, he in fact made, okay, the underperformance of India in Olympics also a issue of political campaign, sir. He told that, okay, इन लोगों की वजह से ओलंपिक्स में इतना कम मेडल आया हमें. Okay, और आके मोदी जी ने अभी इतना प्रोग्राम शुरू किया, कितना मेडल आया, सर. So it shows that the record is very bleak. Okay, तो हम लोग ऑफ द कैमरा रिमार्क्स में ऐसा भी बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो सीधा इंटरव्यू में बोलना अच्छा नहीं है. सो दैट इज द केस, सर. यस.